Hello and welcome to a playthrough of Freelancer. I guess this is a mod review for the Discovery Freelancer mod pack. It is a complete game overhaul. It adds dozens upon dozens of different ships and stuff. The single player has unfortunately been disabled to open single player, so you will only have your standard open free world like you would in multiplayer. So there's no point in actually doing single player, so might as well just jump right into it. Because the Microsoft servers are off, whether you click LAN or internet doesn't matter, because the Discovery mod has created its own list of servers, and as you can see, clicking on LAN, I do not have this many people in my house. I swear to God. There's just no way. So they created their own list of servers that you can select from. So the official one is this one here. It's called the Discovery Freelancer 24/7. So we'll click into that. And I've already got a character started, so I might as well just jump into that. You start off with not much. You start off with the Starflyer 800 or 8,500 coin, and you start off in Planet Erie, which I think is in the Pennsylvania system, I think. I've got a map over here because it's a lot easier. I would highly recommend having a map on the side while you're playing this game. So anyways, let's get in. Let's take a look at what everything kind of looks like. The basic gist of it, like the standard Freelancer stuff, like this all looks the same. So you've got your launch pad, you've got the bar. If you haven't played Freelancer before, I would highly recommend it. You can get jobs and missions here. They've changed some of the missions, so the jobs are significantly harder difficulty now. You get a lot more money because in retrospect you get a lot bigger ships. So like you can have a Rhineland train, which is so big it won't even fit on the screen. So there's the Rhineland train. There's an advanced freighter, which is the big ass hauler. There's a mining vessel of some sort. But I've got the Clydesdale, which is kind of like an in-between ship. I'm on my way to a train, so something like this, but in the Bretonian sort of style. Now, one thing you need to know before you just go ahead and launch, I've got pre-designated some stuff, so I'm going to go to the Southampton shipyard here. Everything is kind of the same, but you'll also notice, let's go to here. Have I not explored? Okay, so I will overlay this right now with a picture of the actual ridiculousness that is the world or universe. There's a whole ton of different systems up here in the top left corner. There's a whole ton of additional systems and stuff like that you can explore. Some are hostile, some are not, but you just need to make sure that you know which faction you are affiliated with, is at war with. Right now, I'm going to be affiliating myself with the Bretonian Armed Forces. I'm working my way up there. For those of you who don't know how Freelancer works, when you're in good standing with them, this will start flashing, and attached to your name will be like the sub category for that particular. For example, Bretonian Armed Forces, you'll have like Armed Forces and then your character name. For example, me, Aubi-Nator, so I'll be Armed Forces Aubi-Nator. If you are in good standing with, say, for example, Liberty Police, you'll be, or Cassari Police, or Rhineland Police, or whatever, you'll be labeled as Police and then your name or whatever. So it gives you a sort of a tag so people know who you're affiliated with, so they know whether or not to attack you. Another huge thing, about this game is your ID in itself. So for example, right now I'm in Border World Exports because I'm in a freight. Now this is kind of like a role-playing server. Well, it's not kind of like one, it is one. So you have to play your character and you have to have an ID that matches who you are and stuff like that, and you're only allowed certain ships depending on what sort of character you are. So for example, this is my trading character. I'm going to create another one, transfer some money to him, and make it my cruiser, battle cruiser, whatever we want character, so I can run around with the big ships, because right now all I can go up to is gunboats or transports and freighters. Right now I've got a freighter, so I'm good. I'm well within my range of capability. They got bigger scanners that allow you to scan from further away and stuff like that, and an assortment of weapons. It's crazy. So like I was saying, it is a role-playing server, so if you get mugged by some pirate, you can generally weasel your way out of it if you are good with your words. There is an official TeamSpeak server, I believe. I don't know if it's still up, but when I was in this game eons ago, there was an official TeamSpeak server, and you were able to chat with people if you really so desire. Some people don't like to do that. That's what you call a fast dock. If you've never seen it before, you boost straight up into the to the docking ring, and you hit dock at the last minute. Oh, okay. Now you're gonna see some combat, or we just gotta ignore it because I'm a working man. Whoa! No, thank you. Woo! Those are NPCs, by the way. They're the Hessians, which are a terrorist organization. Another thing that's nice to know is that the NPCs no longer have cruise disruption, as far as I've been able to tell. So you can get away from them by cruising, which is kind of nice. Unfortunately, it's not the same to say that the pirates, the actual PC pirates, have got a ridiculous amount of cruise disruption, Nova torpedoes, and Nova cannons. It's quite overpowering at times. So, like I was saying, you really need to haggle your way out of it and talk. Maybe even hire them. Maybe get them to escort you around while the other pirates are trying to deal with them, and they can make some extra cash while like that. This run in itself will probably make me in around 2 million. What am I at for cash now? I'm at $1.5 million, and I'm gonna have to take a look, but I am in the process of getting returning train, as I was saying. I think it's like 2.5 million to get the first tier or something like that. Or maybe that's what this one was. I think it might be 5 million for the next one. So, yeah, I highly recommend getting a trading ship to start to get yourself the money, because otherwise it's going to take you forever. You could pirate, can be profitable if you're right and you outfit your ship properly, and you are intimidating. There's also the missions. They give you a lot of money, but unfortunately it's not like a crazy amount of money. So, in my opinion, the fastest way to get money is to trade. That being said, you get ships like this that are slow, bulky, and they don't like to. They don't like being killed. They don't like being hit. Yeah, here is a jump gate. These things are used to get from sector to sector. So we are currently going from Berlin to Stuttgart. And as you can see, fast docking works with this as well. It works with a lot of stations too. If you use the mooring points on the planet, so you can quickly get to the planet's surface without having to go through the whole docking sequence and stuff like that, which is kind of nice. So where are we right now? So we got to come around that way. Yeah, like I was saying, it's a really big game. There's a ton of ships. Pretty much every planet has 3 different ships, and you'll find all of the house-specific ships within their airspace and stuff like that. As you can see, even the graphics nowadays. This was designed in 2002, I want to say. I'm gonna put an overlay if I'm wrong. But this is a game that was developed a long time ago, and the graphics are still very playable. They also added some shading and stuff like that effects to the Discovery mod, I believe. But the original game itself was also well done. Like this is one of the resolutions you can get from the original game, which is kind of nice. Other things that are involved in the Discovery mod, I don't think there's much else. Oh, commodities. They got a whole ton of extra different commodities now. They've revamped the whole commodity system, so the economy in certain areas is looking for different items than what you would expect in the original Freelancer. So your original diamond run, if you were a diamond runner, may not be as profitable as it was before. Things like organisms, machine components and stuff like that, those are pretty profitable. Another thing, thinking of machine components, you can create space stations very similar to what you would see in EVE Online. And they're very modular. You can create different tiers of these. Now I'm gonna go through it. Okay. I wasn't sure if the hitbox was gonna go. The trade lane apparently stops you from impacting into things. But yeah, the space stations, they're pretty cool. They got little modules and stuff like that. You can build stuff. They even have cloaking devices in this game that you can equip on ship. Another really cool equipment item is the, I don't know what it's called officially, but docking port, I think it is. And it is quite literally a docking port for other players to jump onto your ship. If you didn't think that was cool, I don't know what you would. It takes about 500 cargo space, so you need a big ship to do it. You can't just put a docking port on a fighter or something like that. But if you were a trader or something like that, you had a docking port, somebody was trying to gank you, then they'd be out of luck. It'd just be the funniest thing in the world. To be jumped by a bunch of pirates and then have two of your little fighters go pew and go in and intercept them. So teamwork is really vital in this game. I'm a lone trader right now. I'm looking for a couple of guys that are going to join me. Oh, that's another thing. There's a whole bunch of extra wrecks here that will allow you to get weapons and stuff like that. They're called derelict ships or something to that effect. I think they were in the original game. There weren't as many. Now they've created a whole ton of them. They've revamped the systems too, so that like areas that are in conflict, for example, Kasari and Bretonnian forces, they will have a whole bunch of derelict ships around the borders, stating that, look, there's broken ships here. Watch your ass because you're gonna get ganked every time. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this, I think, when I reach the end of my trade route, or if something crazy happens. Maybe I can fight some of the Bretonnian armed forces unlawfuls if I see any on the way. And yeah, I don't think there's, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, you still got turret mode as per usual. They renamed a couple of ships. They made some areas off limits. They've got an admin area. What's that? Something there? A little ship there. I think. Oh, it's a weapons platform. That's interesting. Labeled as a ship. It looked like a ship, that is. Oh well. How many more waypoints do we have? I don't know if there's much else to talk about. Tons of new weapons, tons of new ships, tons of new equipment. It pretty much is a game changer. Yeah, that's it. So I will cut the feed here and meet you at the end of the run, show you how much I can make from this run. Or if something happens in between, I will bring it up there. This is a trade lane. Gonna make some money. Player killed in PvP is not allowed to re-engage any of his characters within 2 hours. Oh yes. Here's another thing. As we're going along here, there's a lot of rules that you need to follow in this game. I would highly recommend, not recommend, I would urge you in a mandatory sort of sense that you need to read all of these rules for this when you're playing on the server, that is. If you're playing on your own, you're playing single player, whatever, nobody cares because you're in your own little world. It kind of feels like I am right now. How many players are online? I'd like to know. Once I dock this, I'll check. Well, there's people dying in the background. They're probably doing... Oh yes, there is a PvP area where people can literally get together and... is it Y? Yeah, there it is. So right now... Yeah, there's lots of high levels too. Ooh. We'll see how that works out. Hopefully none of them get in my way, and hopefully none of them are pirates. But yeah, there's a PvP area. I think it's called Connecticut. Maybe. I don't know. And in this area, There is a PvP arena. I think there's also a race course or something like that, and you can go around, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, the rules. When you're playing your own server, don't worry about reading the rules, but when you're playing on the official RP server, you're going to need to know what's going on, because the admins sometimes can be a little testy when it comes to the rules, especially when it comes to faction creation. You can actually create your own custom faction so long as there's nobody else that is tied to that faction. I had that argument with them a while ago, saying that, look, I'd like to create an equivalency of the Canadian Forces, let's say. And they were like, well, okay, go ahead. You can affiliate yourself with the Liberty Police. To which I responded, excuse me, the Liberty Police? And they're like, yeah, that would be a suited faction for you to affiliate yourself with, and we'll create the tag for you. And I'm like, no, I'm not accepting that. I would like something that says Armed Forces, and perchance we are less like Liberty and more like Bretonia. That's just how Canada works. So I had a long heated argument with some people at one point, and an admin pulled me aside because I named my character wrong. It said HMCS, the Her Majesty's Canadian Spaceship, Winnipeg or Toronto. I don't remember what it was. I think it was Winnipeg, maybe? Could have been. Anyways, that was my ship name. That was my character name, and I was role-playing it being a ship. And I was a communications officer on there talking to them, and he said, okay, it's enough of the role-playing, you need to change it because it's too close to HMS. Well, my response was, who the fuck cares? It's not HMS, it's HMCS, and if people can't read, then that's just too bad. And I'd like to affiliate myself with the Bretonian Armed Forces because Canada, in real life, pays homage to, well, they don't pay homage, but they serve under the Queen. It's part of our swearing-in ceremony and stuff like that, so why would we not affiliate ourselves with that? He's like, well, I guess these guys are from Norway? They just don't understand the demographics, essentially, is what it comes to, or the politics. And I'm trying to explain to them that, no, we're not affiliated with Liberty, though we are close to Liberty, which, in the game, yes, Liberty is on the bottom, and Bretonia is over here on the left. But it's just, I don't know. It's a little crazy. They can be really sticklers about it. Okay, and we're coming up to the end of our trade lane here. I'm a little excited to see how much money I can get. So we are starting with, oops, wrong button. 1.6 million. Let's see how much we make. Probably, I'm gonna guess 2 million. We'll see. Okay. And here's one of the fast trades. There's a docking port on the tower here, or you can go through the other stuff. When you get the bigger ships, this is another thing. You cannot dock in the standard stuff, or you will get stuck. See how quick that was? It looked like it was going to crash, but I hit the dock right at the last second, and here I am. So if you're being chased by pirates, don't go to the docking bay, because you'll slowly go in, and then you'll casually make your way in, and you'll die. It's as simple as that. Let's go sell our stuff. Yeah, the bigger ships can't fit in that anyway, so when you're a bigger ship, you need to know where your mooring points are. Alright, and this is $1.5 million, that's it? Alright, so $1.5 million, I've got 3 million. And I'm at the Southampton shipyard, so this is possibly the place. These are the Bretonian ships. So 44 million for a gunboat. If you've never seen it before, there it is. Yeah, okay, with all these ships, I'm going to put an overlay so you guys can take a look at them. Here's the battleship. Yeah. Okay, here's your overlay. And here's the destroyer. Wow. This is game code. They can't change this. Microsoft has unfortunately not released the source code for this game in hopes that I guess they're going to do something with this in the future. So the modders can't do anything else to the basic game code. So they're just doing their best. And you know what? Discovery Mod has done a great job. There's a couple of other mods. I won't label them there because I don't want to steal the thunder of Discovery Mod right now. And we're going to see where our next place is going to take us. I'm thinking we're going to take some scrap metal. That's not going to do. Okay, we are going to go over to another location in here, which I know might have something better, like Planet London. They would generally have something big to do. So let's quickly go over there. There's a lot of fighting going on. Let's get involved in some of this fighting here. Oh, incompatibility. That's right. If you all of a sudden decide that you want to have like guns from an alien civilization, but you've only got a trader's ID, it will reduce your power capability, so it will actually hinder your ability. So you're thinking you're getting a really awesome, powerful weapon. Well, if it's incompatible, nice. There we go. Got some things. Oh yeah, and there's pilots. Every time you kill a cursor, back up here. It looks like we're good. Oh, there's the gunboats there. If I didn't overlay it, which I will, so don't worry about it. I will show you what I got just from that one battle. I think I was able to pick up the loot from one guy. And got a whole bunch of pirates. These guys are worth quite a bit if you bring it to the right location. So 7,200 a piece. So I guess anti-piracy is pretty profitable at times. Did I get any weapons or anything? Probably broken weapon or something. Not too bad. Maybe I can replace one of my Mark 1s here. Oh, those are turrets, yeah. Oh yes, and the last thing I should say is the weapon system has been reworked. So class 1 is like fighters, class 2 is... there's class 1 to 7 is fighters or whatever, but class 1, like turrets, is the only class of turrets there are, because once you get into level 2, 3, and 4, you're starting to look at stuff like gunboat turrets, or cruiser turrets, or battleship turrets, which are only compatible with those particular types. You can do less, but you can't have, like, say, for example, a cruiser turret on a transport ship and have a ridiculously overpowered transport ship, which is what I did in the past, where I had a gunboat turrets on my transport, which I didn't think was too overpowered. And there was a pirate that was chasing me, and I'm like, okay, buddy, you want to fight? You want to fight? Let's go. And it was one of the biggest transports, so like, it actually didn't look bad when you looked at the transport, but all of a sudden this guy started complaining. He's like, oh man, you're too overpowered. I'm like, well look, let me roleplay this. I'm wealthy, I wanted to outfit my ship, and I beat your ass. Sorry, goodbye. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see what kind of ships are. Ooh, there's artifacts and stuff like that you can buy. What would be a profitable item from here? Basic alloy, that's a good one. Because you go from 50 to 1,200 in Alberta. Canadian systems, yes, did you know that? I'm going to bring up the map and I'll circle it. Boom, Canadian, look at that. So we have Alberta, Ontario, and the Yukon. They used to have the Manitoba system, but they got rid of it. I'm not sure why. They also had another one. Quebec, there it is. They got a Quebec one way on the other side. So yeah, that's pretty exciting that they actually put some Canadian systems in there. Makes it hits you real deep, like you're at home or something like that. So anyways, this has been a Discovery Freelancer playthrough. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you think. I may continue my adventures, and I'm going to be doing a multiplayer series with this maybe in the future if I can get enough people to escort me, and we can see if we can cause some havoc. But as you can see, this time of day, it's pretty quiet on the server, so it's a good time to trade, which is good for me. So anyways, this is Aubi-Nation signing off. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll chat with you later.